be thankful we're not the Nets. And that's what we'll go to now. The Nets, they re-signed, or Kyrie Irving opts into his contract for one more year, $35 million, and then 24 hours later, Durant says, "You know what? Forget this. I'm out of here. Well, I'm not playing with Kyrie again." So he demands a trade from Brooklyn. It was the story of the day. It dominated for like 12 hours straight. People trying to predict what teams he would go to, what the fallout would be, what the trade could possibly look like. I mean, it really is very hilarious, the situation with the Brooklyn Nets. I wish I had the Nets alphabet in front of me that I could read down every failure that to check the box, because it's just everything that we knew would happen to the Nets basically did. I mean, Steve Nash as a head coach was a failure. The Stars demanded that Kenny Atkinson be fired because they didn't want to play hard, and then Nash, that ended up happening. The Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, the Nets, they signed Kevin Durant to rehab for one whole straight season without playing a single game. I still have that clip of Stephen A. They asked Stephen A. if he would sign DeMarcus Cousins to the Knicks when he was still relevant. And Stephen A. was like, "What? Sign him to rehab? You want to sign him to rehab?" That's what he was saying. The Nets did that. Argue now with Kevin Durant, who is obviously worth it to attempt to do that, but that clip always resonates in my head. Sign him to rehab. That's what the Nets did with Kevin Durant. They bring in Kyrie Irving, who's already problematic. People pretend like he just got problematic on the Nets. That's not true.
Yeah,
he was
he's always
problematic
been
in
like
Cleveland, talking
Boston.
about LeBron. I don't want to be in LeBron's shadow. Problematic in Boston, saying that he was going to re-sign when he didn't, causing that team to have bad chemistry and be better without him when they made the East Finals that year. And then they come together to be the most problematic duo in the NBA. They only play like 50 games together through 3 seasons, which is the biggest failure of them all.
And they played like 10 games with Harden too, all 3 of them.
Yeah, it literally was the worst possible
Harden
outcome.
knew it. Harden was like, "I'm out. I got to get out of here. You guys are idiots. Like, you guys can't play. You guys don't play games. This franchise sucks." And he left, and Philly or the Rockets got a lot of picks, and Philly
It just
won
goes
the trade.
to show. It just goes to show that you can't just be ultra talented and just magically win a bunch of games and a bunch of playoff series and make the finals. You actually need team chemistry. You need good depth. You need good role players. You need a good head coach.
Yeah, we've been
All
saying
these things
that.
in basketball matter, and the Nets just proved it in an era where stars kind of do whatever they want. They go wherever they want.
Yeah, it
they
didn't work for
demand
them.
trades whenever they want. They think that they can team up and just be great immediately, no matter where it is. I mean, look at the team ups. The Clippers, they've been a failure too. They've
haven't won.
been getting eliminated by Luka. They
didn't get
haven't made
eliminated
it
by
past,
Luka, but
or what? They beat
got
them.
hurt.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They
beat them.
they cook Luka always. It's the other way around. But I mean, they've been hurt this past year. They weren't able to play together for most of the season. They didn't make the playoffs. Like, that team up has been a failure. The Lakers, I mean, they do have a championship, but LeBron and AD, without the bubble, they would have been a failure too. Westbrook made it worse. The Nets have been awful. And you look at the teams that are winning the championship. The Bucks were built as a team. The Warriors, of course. The Celtics just made the finals with a team that they basically completely drafted, other than a few players. Like,
the Suns,
these teams that build, have good head coaches, that have a culture with depth, those are the teams that are succeeding right now in the NBA, despite this trend of the team ups and the all-stars and everything that we've been seeing. So it's just, I don't know when teams will learn that just signing guys to free agency doesn't look like it works.
That's the Knicks tried to do.
At this point, compared to the other teams. I mean, even you look at, it took a while for LeBron and the Heat to come together and win a finals.
Yeah, it took them a year.
They only ended up winning 2 championships out of that when they said that they were going to win 8. So
yeah, they won 2-2.
It just seems like throughout the course of NBA history, it's always the teams that have depth and have draft picks and good head coaches that end up winning, and not the super teams. It's just, that's kind of been what it is.
Yeah, the Nets just a lot of bad decisions. This is the KG Pierce trade 2.0. We keep saying it. Yep. They trade all their picks to the Rockets. You tweeted and it's 2033, and the Rockets have won their 8th straight championship.
I mean,
And
realistically, they will win a finals between now and then.
probably if Jabari pans out, I said Jabari's gonna have a 6th Finals MVP in 2033, tying MJ.
Yeah.
They're gonna be insane. Yeah, just horrible organization. A lot of people were blaming Joe Tsai. So I saw some people blaming him for the Nets collapse. But why is it his fault? He's just the guy who buys the team. Just like everyone blames Dolan for the Knicks failures. Sometimes it's the GM, the head coach, and the players. The players just never played games. How's that Tsai's fault that Kyrie didn't get vaccinated?
It was the players' fault. It was the players' fault.
It blew up in their face, and now they're all demanding a trade.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that a little bit because we're in an era right now in the NBA where you can just demand a trade whenever you want. Whenever you sign a contract, it doesn't
Kind of
matter.
annoying.
It is very annoying. I don't know if the NBA can do anything about it to stop this from happening. But Kevin Durant, I mean, he just signed his extension last year. And now a year later, he's demanding a trade because
he thought James Harden and Kyrie were going to be on his team.
Well, guess what? Guess what? You're relying on James Harden and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
Why
that's
would
your
you
fault.
do that? Kevin
That's your
Durant's
fault.
biggest failure of his whole career was relying on Kyrie Irving to do something.
Russell
instead of
Westbrook
staying
was a
with
better
the Warriors.
teammate than him.
He was. Westbrook was always durable. He always showed up. He was on the court. He was annoying because he kind of never deferred to Durant, who was obviously the better player in their time together. But I'll take Russell Westbrook 10 times out of 10 over Kyrie Irving's comments and his actions off the court and the things that he does. He thinks that he's like the galaxy brain of the NBA when really
he's dumb.
No matter what you think about Kyrie Irving, whether you think he's a good person or he's not as problematic as we say, you can't deny that his comments and actions have resulted in a net negative for himself, his teammates, and the Nets.
Yep.
That's really all you can say. I mean, they have not been better with him. They have not been successful with him. He has not created a positive news cycle ever for Brooklyn. Everything that he says and does,
everyone just points fingers.
Somehow
at him
is
in the
negative.
team.
Yeah, it puts a target on their back that has resulted in problematic things happening for Brooklyn for both these players' whole careers with them. And now it's probably going to be over. I don't know what the outcomes could be, Noah. I mean, where could these players go? I mean, I know people are saying Durant wants to go to the Suns. The Heat also are another team. I don't know. What's the most exciting landing spot for Kevin Durant, do you think?
I will answer that after the break. Swankie
right.
Levine on 98.7 ESPN.
Like a teaser.
You know what? I'll tell you where I think he should go, and I'll tell you where I think he will go, okay?
Okay.
I think he will end up on the Heat, but he should go to the Phoenix Suns. And he should go to the Phoenix Suns because, A, the Western Conference is worse. Obviously, the Lakers, they have this dysfunction. They still have Westbrook. The Warriors are getting older. Maybe they'll be back there. We don't know. They could be good. I mean, the Nuggets are okay. The Clippers, they're always hurt. The Mavs, Luka just lost his right-hand man, Brunson. So if KD wants to shut everyone up for saying the Warriors don't need him, he should go to Phoenix and beat the Warriors in the playoffs and then lead them to a championship. That's what he should do. But I think he'll end up in Miami because I don't think the Suns are going to want to trade Booker because that's what they said the starting price would be. And I feel like, I mean, the Nets, I don't know if the Suns want to give up McCall, that's funny. McCall, Ayan, and Booker. I feel like that's too much. So I don't know if the Suns will do that. Pat Riley is the star's genius. He always can lure any star there. They'll trade like Kyle Lowry, I don't know, Hero, Duncan. They'll trade like 10 picks. Maybe even Bam or something. They'll get it done. They'll try to have Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler play together.